Vegeta has reconnected with Goku, but not in the way that he once thought. The reborn Goku and reborn Vegeta are now teaming up, but how's that going to turn out? We'll cover all that and more in this 8th part of What If Vegeta Was Reborn. The two Saiyans catch up. For Goku, there's not really too much to learn about for Vegeta because he's only at the point now where he got reset. Of course, a lot has changed in his life, so he does fill Goku in on it. But for Goku, he's been dead for a bit and is already pretty far ahead of Vegeta. The funny thing is, too, there's also the future Goku in his timeline. The one who died and stayed dead permanently. This Goku only just pretty recently died. But even so, he lived a full life here, so he has decades more worth of experience. It is pretty interesting, though. It seems like the exact same thing happened to both of them. Like, even at the point in time in which it happened seems pretty much the same. It's all planned. Goku does mention that for Fu, this was some sort of experiment. Vegeta had no clue what was even going on, but Goku fills in a lot of the blanks. So now he has a lot more info. And naturally, the two of them are going to want to spar. Goku is really impressed with how strong Vegeta is here, but he's not nearly on the level of Goku. Even for someone as strong as Vegeta here, the power gap is pretty huge. Like, almost incomprehensible. Even Beerus from Vegeta's timeline's amazed. The Beerus from this timeline, on the other hand, he's pretty used to it. It's still pretty crazy, but it's nothing new to him. Vegeta asks if Goku can help him defeat Fu. With power like that, they definitely could win this time around. And Goku thinks about it for a second, and then smirks. Sure, he'd love to join the fight. First of all, it's a fun opportunity. Second of all, Goku wants to make sure Fu doesn't do this again. Third, he wants to help out Vegeta. It would be unlike him to not offer help here. But he has an even better idea. It's been a while, but he doesn't know if Vegeta's done this in his continuity. Does he remember when they fought against Buu, or against Zamasu, both in their original lives? Yeah, the two of them fused. What, Kakarot wants to fuse? He's fine with that. Yeah, this Vegeta's definitely been reborn. He had no pushback against it. But that's exactly what Goku's plan is. If they really want to win, they should merge together. Whether it be through the fusion dance and making Gogeta, or Potara fusion and making Vegito. Vegeta says Gogeta might not be that beneficial because the gap in power is too high and that could affect the fusion dance since Goku would have to lower his power a lot. That's true. So if they got Potara earrings, that should work. The gap in power wouldn't matter, and even though the gap does exist, it's not like it's going to make Goku weaker. It's still going to make a stronger fusion. Goku also remembers those weird fusion bugs from the Demon Realm, but he never got to use them, so he doesn't know if they'd work. But one thing that interests him is that maybe those can make multiple people merge. Wait, what's he getting at? Well, Vegeta knows Goku. The two of them both love one-on-one fights, but Goku really wants to make sure they could win here. And the best way to win would be combining the power of multiple people. It's a shame that Potara or the Fusion Dance don't support that, and they don't know too much about the Demon Realm's bugs to even want to consider that. But Vegeta's eyes widen. There actually is a way to do a fusion with multiple people. He begins explaining to Goku. In his continuity, Bulma made something called Metamo rings. They still require some sort of dance to be done, or at least they did. She's been improving them constantly, and by now, they work more like Potara. Basically, you just put them on, and then 2 or more people can merge together, though it's not as strong as Potara or the fusion dance. But there's no risk of failure, and you can remain fused for as long as you want. Goku asks how many people could fuse together, and Vegeta doesn't know. They've never tested an upper limit. They've actually only used it with 2 people at once. But according to Bulma, it could work with multiple. He hopes Vegeta's thinking what he's thinking. He realized what he's getting at. That could be really interesting. And it would definitely guarantee victory, no matter how strong that Fu guy is. But Goku's smile fades and turns to a more serious expression. He's way stronger than you think, and I'm sure he's only grown ever since resetting your timeline. Well then, that makes 2 of us. Back in Vegeta's continuity, on Beerus' planet, a group has gathered. Vegeta's waiting there with all of his allies. They've waited for this day. This is when Fu's supposed to arrive, and they're prepared. A portal opens up. Good to see you again, Vegeta. It's been a pretty long time. I hope I've given you enough time to prepare.
More than enough. No more theatrics. Let's just fight.
Well, I'm glad to see you're at least eager. Alright then, let's begin. Everything on Beerus' planet begins to shake as Vegeta powers up. He and Fu briefly start fighting, and in Fu's base, Vegeta does have the upper hand, which is pretty surprising to Fu, because his base has grown. He has trained ever since he fought Goku. After completing his experiment with Goku's timeline, Fu immediately went to do this. Of course, since everything's happening across separate continuities, time flows differently between places. For Fu, after both experiments complete, it's only taken a few months of time for him. Even though for Goku, over 100 years have passed, and for Vegeta, over 50. But Fu's last experiment has taught him well, and he got a lot of great data from it. He powers up into Super Fu, and he has a pretty clear advantage against Vegeta here. It's kind of a shame. He expected more. Goku gave him a much bigger challenge even after transforming. Fu's not sure if he's grown too strong, or if Vegeta's simply too weak. He and his ally have had countless experiences and growth, pushing themselves even further. Vegeta's nothing to him. Just a plaything. An experiment. And Fu sees everyone else standing around, wondering why they're not going to jump in. There's lots of fighters here, but not a lot of fighting. But then, Fuse senses something unexpected. Vegeta suddenly turns into someone else, swapping positions with a fighter that Fuse didn't even know was there. Goku. Not just any Goku, the one that he reset before. Fuse is actually surprised. He didn't expect this. Did they figure out how to get to that other continuity? Well done. The fact that they even found out about that in the first place is pretty interesting. It's just going to make the experiment even more enjoyable. Goku and Fuse start fighting. Goku has an upper hand in terms of power, but Fuse has so many techniques at his disposal that it evens the playing field. The two commend each other for their growth, but it's not like it's a friendly battle or anything. Though, even though they're not friends and this is still a death match, still, they find respect in each other's growth and they both enjoy battle. Of course, there's going to be some niceties. But Goku thinks this has gone on long enough. He's not going to let Fuse do this again. Fuse isn't too concerned. He knows he won't be stopped, but he'd like to see what they have in mind this time. Goku then slaps something on his arm. At first, Fuse doesn't recognize it, but then it hits him. He had seen this in one of the other continuities he'd visited, a Metamo ring. He looks around him and then everyone else has it equipped too. Fuse's confident expression turns to one of shock because he knows what's about to happen. On the planet right now, there's Vegeta, Goku, Kakarot, Gohan, Bardock, Nappa, Raditz, Trunks, and Broly. There's also 2 Beerus's and 2 Whis, but they don't get involved. So all of those Saiyans merge together, being joined into one by the Metamo rings. An Ultra Fusion of Saiyans is born. After the fusion completes, it's a little weird. Even the Ultra Fusion's confused. It takes him a second to think, and he realizes that it's probably because most of the power is concentrated within Goku. Even though there's 9 people fusing here, like over 95% of the power is within Goku himself. So the fusion takes on the appearance of the strongest. But this kind of tame appearance makes for a good distraction. Instantly after the fusion completes, a hole appears in Fuse. The Ultra Fusion, who calls himself Ultra Fusion Goku, has punched a hole clean through Fuse, bisecting him. He then widens his eyes slightly, and just from this eye movement alone, it makes the scientist explode. Fuse is able to recover from this. Wow, this might actually be bad. The Beeruses turn to their Whis, asking if Whis could see that. Whis said only just barely. Even the 2 angels are shocked. The speed of that Ultra Fusion is even beyond them. To the surprise of Ultra Fusion Goku, Fuse respawns, essentially like a video game. Despite his body and soul being destroyed right there, he has counters for simple Hakkais. That won't be enough to destroy him. Fine then, Goku's just going to do that again, and then destroying him within an instant again. And then again, and again, and again. Fuse keeps respawning, and Goku keeps killing him. With each time he's killed, Fuse does grow a little bit more, and he gets a little bit more data, but at this rate, he doesn't think he's going to be able to get enough, and what he fears is that Ultra Fusion Goku will start growing too. Fuse exists on a higher dimensionality, so Fuse fears that he might have already reached that same level. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to kill him this easily. It's just that he's not aware of the true way to kill Fuse yet. Fuse is clearly nervous. In all his experiments, he never encountered anyone like this. He keeps trying everything he can, but always gets instantly obliterated. And he can see Goku adapting to him. His plan isn't complete. It can't end like this, and Goku won't let him retreat again. This battle will only end when Fuse completely ended as well. This is bad, because 2 things are going to happen. Either Fuse is going to be fully defeated, or a battle of this magnitude will alert the Continuity Patrol. Fuse tries to retreat, going to another continuity, but Ultra Fusion Goku follows him there. He's even surprised. Instant transmission works way better than he once thought. Reborn Goku was able to travel through time with it after all. He just never tried something like this before. Fuse keeps retreating but keeps getting tracked down. To the ends of the planets he goes to the ends of the universes he goes to, the timelines, the entire continuities that he goes to. He tries traveling back in time. Goku finds him. He tries traveling forward. Goku finds him. Nothing is working. Fuse feels some sort of exhilaration alongside his fear. A challenge like this is really fun, but he won't let it be his end. Fuse then stops running and starts chuckling. I didn't really want to rely on this, but you forced my hand. Ultra Fusion Goku senses a very strange presence, one unlike anything he's felt before. Well, it does remind him of one person. It sorta reminds him of Cell. Materializing out of nothing, a familiar warrior takes shape.
I'm quite disappointed you couldn't handle this alone, but at least it means I can battle now.
Cell appears, but this is no ordinary Cell. Neither Goku nor Vegeta have encountered someone like this before. This is Cell Prime. This will be a fun battle. In case you're a bit lost right now, let me explain a bit. Fuse is a character I use a lot in my stories that messes with the timelines, mostly known as Fuse Prime, and he has an ally called Cell Prime, who is the main character of a story that is also named after him. In short, they're alternate versions of Cell and Fuse who have grown immensely powerful, and at some point had teamed up. If you're not familiar with the story of Cell Prime, well, go watch it. It's my longest story ever. But essentially, Fuse kept messing with and creating new continuities solely for data collection and for him and Cell to fight, so they could both grow. This is quite early into Fuse's reign of terror with Cell, but they kept going around countless unseen timelines to continue fighting. They've each grown a lot, but despite Fuse's growth, his ultimate plans haven't come to fruition just yet. Cell, on the other hand, embodies power. So surprise, because these two scenarios are basically interquels for Cell Prime. Unseen fights that both Cell Prime and Fu Prime went into, though it is the first time in a while I'm bringing Cell Prime back. Ultra Fusion Goku is really confused on who this Cell is and why he's so strong, but all he knows is that he's going to have to fight him. This guy's the real final boss, and for some reason, he seems a lot more fearsome than Fu, at least right now. Each fighter has an insane array of abilities and powers: Goku, Fu, and Cell. Cell's not at his peak just yet, nor is Fu, especially not him. But the two start fighting, and Goku actually has to break out a lot more power, fighting at his full strength. Unlike Fu, Cell can't be bullied, and there's another big issue too. The Metamo Ring is able to hold the fusions for as long as he wants, but still, this fusion is so incredibly strong that the Metamo Rings can't handle it. With this many people, Ultra Fusion Goku feels unstable. It's a really weird sensation. He knows if he continues fighting, something really bad's gonna happen. At best, they'll forcibly defuse like Patara, and then they'll just be instantly eviscerated by Cell. At worst, the Ultra Fusion will morph into something else. He might just explode completely, or turn into some Cronenberg failed fusion. He needs to end this quick. He and Cell keep fighting. Cell's actually happy. He's getting pushed a bit, and the Ultra Fusion is glad to go all out like this, but still, things aren't going his way. He didn't account for this. The fight keeps ramping up for the both of them. Goku needs to keep pushing himself, and Cell's having a lot of fun. He doesn't want this to end. At least, unless he kills the other guy. The speed of them keeps growing. The power they display keeps growing. The array of abilities keeps growing. The battle gets more and more spectacular, and then a sword slices between the two of them, cutting open a rift in reality. It's Fu. He tells Cell they need to stop. The patrol's coming. They can't encounter them right just yet. Otherwise their plan's gonna fall apart. They haven't reached what they wanted to get. Ugh, how boring. But Cell understands. He then grabs Ultra Fusion Goku by the collar, menacingly looking him in the eye. And then he smiles. He thanks him for a fun battle. Once he deals with those others, he's coming back to fight Goku. He'll track everyone down. He'll make them fuse again if he has to. He's not letting a battle like this go to waste. The Ultra Fusion seemed calm and collected during this entire battle, but for the first time, Cell sees a sense of fear in his eyes. And that's exactly the type of thing he loves to see. Fu and Cell leave. Something tells Fu that the Ultra Fusion's not going to track him down this time. What a shame. He might have actually won if he did. Fu says that's probably the last time he's going to rebirth a timeline. They really did impress him. It's a shame that their continuity was too strong to contain or defeat. Ultra Fusion Goku then feels a really strange sensation. As quick as he can, he teleports back to Vegeta's home and rips off the Metamo Ring. Everyone then defuses back into themselves, exhausted. The defusion is so strong that it creates a burst of energy, cracking Beerus' planet. He's irate. Thankfully, Whis could fix it. After everyone recuperates, they're pretty in shock to meet Goku because Vegeta had told them that Goku would show up, but they only met him at the very last second. Goku recognizes everyone too from his past life. But there's one person he hasn't met yet, Kakarot, an alternate version of him. Kakarot doesn't even really know how to react. This is who Vegeta kept mentioning, him from an alternate reality. And Kakarot's happy. He really was a great warrior, and he's glad Vegeta tried to send him down the same path. Goku chuckles because this guy isn't too far off from his personality and all. Vegeta did a really good job recreating Goku. Plus, at this point in time, Kakarot is way stronger than Goku would be originally, at least in canon. And naturally the two of them are going to want to spar, but the outcome is pretty obvious. Anyways, Vegeta and Goku say their farewells. They're not exactly from the same place, but in a way, they also are. They had the same exact backstories, but they still are from different continuities. And after they were reborn, that's when everything changed. Goku tells Vegeta that once he dies, he should come visit. Beerus doesn't even have the energy within him to forbid the time traveling. Everything that happened so far was so crazy that he just kinda lets it slide. Plus, the Beerus from Goku's reality is pretty lax about it, so maybe he should be too. It's so strange for Vegeta. That basically is the Goku he knew, the original one. But still, when you add up how long each of them have lived, the amount of time they knew each other in their original lifetime was pretty small. But the effect they had on each other can't be understated. But what comes next for him? Well, we'll save that for the finale. This is where we'll leave off for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me when I see more like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.